Good evening there, folks, and how are we? It's been a while. I thought I would stick in another wee quiz for us while there's a break in the football. You enjoying the footy? Well, Scotland sadly went out as they typically do go out in the group stages, but it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? Yeah, there's been a couple of quizzes, as I've said before on. We've had a football quiz, a music quiz, and now we have what is a game show pub quiz. So each round has a sort of themed on game shows on the TV or radio. So without further ado, let's get cracking on because there's loads to get on with this one. So I hope you're all keeping well out there. Cheers to you all. Let's get moving forward with this. So what is your first round? It is the Unbeatable quiz. Unbeatable. Based on the TV quiz show hosted by, I can't mind the lad's name, but he's that Mancunian comedian. That wasn't deliberate. I was really clearing my throat there. No, but it's hosted by that Mancunian comedian on the BBC. And usually airs in the afternoon. Not that I've not got time to watch these things. I've got plenty of work to go on with, still working for him, as many folks still are. But it's kind of based on that. So your first question is this. So I want you to put the following sitcoms in order as to which was to air on British TV first. Okay, which of the following sitcoms was first to air on British TV, and then put the rest in the orders after it. So put the following sitcoms in order as to which was to air on the British TV first. If you get the one that was first, you get 10 points, and then a point for each one afterwards, okay? So the sitcoms are Fawlty Towers, Last of the Summer Wine, Only Fools and Horses, One Foot in the Grave, Heidi High, and Rising Damp. So put these 6 sitcoms in order as to which was to air on British TV first. So your last one obviously will be the one that you think was the most recent to air. Okay. So 15 points in total is up for grabs here, folks. 15 points. So 10 points if you get the correct answer, the unbeatable answer, as I would say, and then a point for each one after that. I think I've explained myself well enough there. So the sitcoms: Fawlty Towers, Last of the Summer Wine, Only Fools and Horses, One Foot in the Grave, Heidi High, and Rising Damp. So you can, of course, just pause me to have a good think about them, and if you're playing along with other folk in the house, or if you're out and about or in work, well, you shouldn't be doing that if you're in work, but anyway, then, take a wee bit of time. As I say, pause me. I'm going to have a wee sip of this anyway first. Lovely. Okay. So, as I say, I'm going to go into the next question, but you can, of course, pause and take your time to think over them. Question number 2. Put the following UK racecourses in order as to which is located closest to London. Put the following UK racecourses in order as to which is located closest to London. And the racecourses are Ayr, Hexham, Kempton Park, Redcar, Beverley, and Chepstow. Okay, so the closest first and then the furthest away last. Okay, and then in that order. Put the following UK racecourses in order as to which is located closest to London: Ayr, Hexham, Kempton Park, Redcar, Beverley, Chepstow. 10 points, of course, if you get the closest one first, and then a point if you've got them all in the correct order after that. So, he's enjoying the football after Scotland's demise. England are doing well now. You may be this has been recorded on Monday, so it's 2 days before England's game with Denmark. Personally, I'd always thought Italy would do really well. We'll see tomorrow night, or as I say, well, whenever you may be watching this. They might be out already. Let's hope no. So, as I say, look, England have done well, really. Haven't conceded a goal yet. Gareth Southgate's going and playing well. And I suppose we have to accept in our lifetime, England are probably going to win a major championships, aren't they? It might happen this year. But I still think Italy will win it. Still think they will. Right, question number 3. Put the following British Prime Ministers in order as to who held the post first. Put the following British Prime Ministers in order as to who held the post first. And we have Stanley Baldwin, Benjamin Disraeli, Anthony Eden, Neville Chamberlain, Arthur Balfour, and David Lloyd George. Arthur Balfour, that's a tongue twister of a name, that. So that's Stanley Baldwin, Benjamin Disraeli, Anthony Eden, Neville Chamberlain, Arthur Balfour, and just doesn't sound right when you say it, I don't know. Prime Minister Arthur Balfour, and David Lloyd George. So the earliest first, the most recent last. You get what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's been a good championships overall, hasn't it? We'll not talk too much about it, folks. A lot of you might be wanting to do this quiz. Gary, I'm fed up with the football. That's just why I'm doing the quiz. But aye, last word on it, has been a very enjoyable championships to watch. Lots of great goals, lots of great games, a lot of own goals as well. Some keepers making some Slovakian keeper, Gito must have been in some Far East betting syndicate. No, that's it. Defamation there, I do apologise. I was only a joke. Okay, so that was question 3. Put the following British Prime Ministers in order as to who held the post first. Baldwin, Disraeli, Eden, Chamberlain, Balfour, or Mr. Lloyd George. Question number 4. Put the following Beatles UK #1 singles in order as to which was the most recent to top the charts. So we're looking for the most recent in this one. I'll play you about here, know what I mean? So put the following Beatles UK #1 singles in order as to which was the most recent to top the charts. So we have Help. I really help. Hello Goodbye, Lady Madonna, Can't Buy Me Love, Paperback Writer, and Get Back. So which of the following Beatles UK #1 singles was the most recent to top the charts? And then your sixth answer would be the one that's furthest away. Okay, got it. I'd actually filmed this quiz a couple of weeks ago. And it was kind of like a quiz roadshow. It was filmed down at my mate John's. And too much drink partaken, I would say. So by the end of it, it was just nonsense. I watched it back the next day and I went, oh, can I put that up? Oh, look at that. It's just, people are fed up with me blathering away, but me and John. Aye. Been turned off after 20 minutes if you'd lasted that long anyway. Anyway. So that was the Beatles UK #1 singles in order as to which was the most recent to top the charts in the UK. Help, Hello Goodbye, Lady Madonna, Can't Buy Me Love, Paperback Writer, and Get Back. Right. And your last one of this round. Question number 5. Put the following actors in order as to who was born first. Put the following actors in order as to who was born first. We have Sam Neill, Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe, Mel Gibson, Cate Blanchett, and Hugh Jackman. Put the following actors in order as to who was born first. Sam Neill, Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe, Mel Gibson, Cate Blanchett, and Hugh Jackman. Alright. Now, I've just kind of thought to myself, did you not have notes for these, Gary? I think I might have done. And I'll not know that until the answers come in, so I could give you more background to some of these answers case there's any disputes. But anyway, there you go. That's your final question of that round. So we'll have a wee break there, folks, for these, and you can look back over the questions if you wish to do so. And the answers again will be, if you've never watched these quizzes before, the answers come up at the end of it. Okay. So a wee music break. Let's have a bit of the, since it is Monday. Well, it's Monday for me. Happy Mondays, Loose Fit. Happy Mondays there with Loose Foot. Yes, we're all a bit loose fit after this lockdown, innit? Loose fit and glaze we need. Oh, Jesus. Right. Okay, so that was the end of that first round, which was a new wee round for us there. We're now going to go on to, well, round two, quite naturally, actually. And pointless. Now, you don't want any 0 points in this round because that's not how it works, and we're doing it the other way around. So, just like the game show, I'm going to give you a question. But in this one, you can put down 3 answers. 3 answers, okay? So think about 3 answers that you could give for this. The less well-known answers, or the risky ones, can earn you more points. So the maximum that you can get for an answer is 20 points, yes. And the lowest is a point. Okay, so if it's a very popular answer, you'll get a point. If it's a pointless answer, for example, in the game show, you'll get 20 points in our view. But that will all be explained when we go through the answers at the end. Just think about 3 unusual answers. So, for example, I want you to name, question 1 in this one, I want you to name 3 of the top 20 longest rivers in the United Kingdom. So name 3 of the top 20 longest rivers in the United Kingdom. Alright, so might be ones that you think, well, I know that's quite long, but is it long enough? And remember, it's United Kingdom, so it does include Northern Ireland, but not the likes of the Shannon or anything, which is one of the longest, if not the longest river in the British Isles. But we're only going with United Kingdom here. Okay, so name 3 of the top 20 longest rivers in the United Kingdom. And as I said in the first round, you can pause this for a wee moment to give yourselves time to think of an answer. Okay, because I'm going to crack on here, folks. Going to crack on, alright? Okay, so question 2. I want you to name 3 movies which won the Academy Award for Best Picture in either the 60s or 70s award ceremonies. So the award ceremonies that were actually staged in those years, okay, in those decades. So name 3 movies which won the Academy Award for Best Picture in either the 60s or 70s award ceremonies. Okay, so that's the Oscars, of course. Again, there might be ones that you think, did that win it? I know, that's that, innit? And you go, I know that one won it, but is it too popular? Well, that's a risk. Remember, if you give a wrong answer, you just don't get any points at all. Okay? You just don't get any points at all. Okay, so I get to say you can pause me here and have a wee think Rooney over that one. Question number 3. Oh, the microphone now. Question number 3. Name 3 opponents who Andy Murray has faced in either a Grand Slam final or Olympic gold medal match. Okay? Name 3 opponents who Andy Murray has faced in either a Grand Slam final, which is either the Aussie Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, or what do you call that? What's that other final? The US Open. Because do you know what? I just had something that came through my mind there. I went, I bet we're not just talking about the ones we won here. No, but it includes the ones he lost. There's a panic there. Yep. Or an Olympic gold medal match. This includes doubles where each will count as one. Okay? So it's opponents that he's faced in the doubles, any doubles final match in the gold in the Olympics. Okay? No, I'm talking about. Name 3 opponents who Andy Murray has faced in either a Grand Slam final or Olympic gold medal match. This includes doubles where each will count as one. So yeah, Andy, it was a shame, wasn't it? But he done well. considering he's only played, a handful of matches since the turn of the year, and he won two matches at Wimbledon, go to the third round. And you'd put through everybody through the ringer as usual as well as he went on. But I just think he just looks like a player that's very frustrated at the moment because all that shouting and all that was starting to come back, wasn't it? Which is understandable, and I think it's just down to the fact that he knows the level he used to play at, didn't he? And he was so good. And now it's just he's trying to beat these guys who are all ranked above him now, obviously. But, it's a long, long road. Right. Question number 4. Name 3 celebrities who have won Strictly Come Dancing. Name 3 celebrities who have won Strictly Come Dancing. Not any of the professional dancers. Their partners, their celebrity partners we're looking for here, folks. Name 3 celebrities who have won Strictly Come Dancing. That'll be one soon, won't it? Not that soon, but a little bit long, and then it's Christmas. Right, and your last question of this round, question number 5. I want you to name 3 capital cities of countries in South America. Name 3 capital cities of countries in South America, not including French Guiana, which is an overseas territory of France, and none of the islands around about that are seen as overseas territories as well, like the Falklands and stuff like that. It's sovereign nations that are members of the United Nations. Name 3 capital cities of countries in South America, not including French Guiana. Okay, folks. Yeah, that made clear. Yes. Okie dokie. Right. So that is round 5. You can rewind back and go through any of them. As I say, do that to your heart's content. But we'll have a wee break here. And we'll go back to the music. And let's have a bit of electronic. Let's just get the message. Oh, you do. Bit of electronic there with Get the Message, folks. Get the fucking message. Right, okay, so that was the end of the old pointless round there for you. Just like you, as I said earlier on, I did initially record this doing at John's. John did very well considering the state the two of you got into, but yeah, he did pretty well, if I remember. It's written down somewhere, but I'm sure he did well. Especially with that one, especially the river one, he will never let that. There's one river that he pulled out of the air. Unbelievable. Right, okay. Round number 3, folks, is PopMaster. And it's 1 year out. So I'm going to give you the name of 3 songs, the artist and the song, and you simply tell me in which year these songs were in the charts. Okay, so there's 10 in total to get through on this one. So here we go with question number 1. And there's no doublers here. No, there's no doublers. I'm just want to double check that. No. So, in which year did this week's charts have Torch by Soft Cell at number 3, Goody Two Shoes by Adamant at number 2, and at number 1, House of Fun by Madness? In which year did this week's charts have Torch by Soft Cell at number 3, Goody Two Shoes by Adamant at number 2, and House of Fun by Madness at number 1? I do my Ken Bruce voice. You're no very good. He's a legend, he can't be touched, can I know. It's always the same anytime you're tuned in and Ken's on holiday or something. And you go on, Gary Davis is in the back. Who did it a while back? It was Scott Mills or something. He wasn't very good. Scott, you were poor. Anyway. Oh. Right, question number 2. In which year did this week's charts have Love Story by Andy Williams at number 30, It Don't Come Easy by Ringo Starr at number 20, and Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones at number 10? In which year did this week's charts have Love Story by Andy Williams at number 30, It Don't Come Easy by Ringo Starr at number 20, and Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones at number 10? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guy or Gary, why are you counting there? If you've never listened to PopMaster, then you'll not realise what that's all about. But anyway. Question number 3. In which year did this week's charts have We're on the Ball by Ant and Dec at number 3, Without Me by Eminem at number 2, and Light My Fire by Will Young at number 1? Terrible cover, but Will Young, he got out of there, didn't he? And he went and done his own stuff. Something else there, Will Young. Done his own stuff. But round it. What is it? It's not one of my favourite Doors songs, to be honest. I think it's overplayed a little, isn't it? Anyway. In which year did this week's charts have We're on the Ball by Ant and Dec at 3, Without Me by Eminem at 2, and Light My Fire by Will Young at 1? Question number 4. In which year did this week's charts have Time to Say Goodbye by Sarah Brightman and Andrea Bocelli at number 3, I Want to Be the Only One by Eternal featuring BB Winans at number 2, I think it's BB Winans, and Mbop by Hanson at number 1? In which year did this week's charts have Time to Say Goodbye by Sarah Brightman and Andrea Bocelli at number 3, I Want to Be the Only One by Eternal featuring BB Winans at number 2, and Mbop by Hanson at number 1? Andrea Bocelli sang beautifully in the opening ceremony, didn't he, the Euros in Rome, doing Nessun Dorma. I just can't be helped, but you'd always, it's beautiful stuff. You move on. Question number 5. In which year did this week's charts have I Threw It All Away? It's like me at the racing. I Threw It All Away by Bob Dylan at number 30, Goodbye by Mary Hopkin at number 20, and Ragamuffin Man by Manfred Mann at number 10. In which year did this week's charts have I Threw It All Away by Bob Dylan at 30, Goodbye by Mary Hopkin at 20, and Ragamuffin Man by Manfred Mann at number 10. Need a drink after that. Oh, spot on. Right, question number 6. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there we are. That's 6 we're on to, aren't we? Aye, 6. In which year did this week's charts have Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship at number 3, Hold Me Now by Johnny Logan at number 2, and I Wanna Dance With Somebody by Whitney Houston at number 1. In which year did this week's charts have Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now? Maybe Denmark. No, that's by Starship at number 3, Hold Me Now by Johnny Logan at 2, and I Wanna Dance With Somebody by Whitney Houston at number 1. Which many folk in England will probably be able to do after the day's announcement, and the nightclubs will be opening in a couple of weeks' time. It's basically a free-for-all on the 19th of July down in England, isn't it? Is it 19th or whatever it is, but it's like, fuck it, let's just go for it, man. Just go mental, and we'll deal with it later. Aye. I know, but we're all desperate for a wee bit of... Have you been to the pub? Anybody? Aye. I've been a couple of times. I don't know, it's that like vibe yet, I don't know. Maybe in time it will. Question number 7. In which year did this week's charts have 30 Days by the Saturdays at number 30, ironically? Let's Go by Calvin Harris featuring Neo at number 20, and Chasing the Sun by The Wanted at number 10. In which year did this week's charts have 30 Days by the Saturdays at number 30, Let's Go by Calvin Harris featuring Neo at number 20, and Chasing the Sun by The Wanted at number 10. In this round, it's just a point for each correct answer, folks. Chasing the Sun, that's what we need. It's been a wee bit today. Not bad night, actually. Right, question number 8. In which year did this week's charts have 1 and 1 is 1 by Medicine Head at number 3, Can the Can by Susie Quattro at number 2, and See My Baby Jive by Wizard at number 1? In which year did this week's charts have 1 and 1 is 1 by Medicine Head at number 3, Can the Can by Susie Quattro at number 2, and See My Baby Jive by Wizard at number 1? I bet if you're 1 year out, Gary. Did you get in for that? No. Not even a t-shirt, sorry. Cutbacks, cutbacks. Yeah, that's just the thing, but just thinking about, when will pub quizzes come back? I suppose it is when all these restrictions end, isn't it? So it might be mid-August, maybe looking at, maybe for pub quizzes. Where will pub quizzes be held? The Granary's shut in Sturton. That's it, the Mill House is there, but will it be? Will they bring back the pub quiz? Hope they do. That'd be good. Right, question number 9 of round 3. In which year did this week's charts have Two Princes by the Spin Doctors at number 3, All That She Wants by Ace of Base at number 2, and I Can't Help Falling in Love With You by UB40 at number 1? In which year did this week's charts have Two Princes by the Spin Doctors at number 3, All That She Wants by Ace of Base at number 2, and I Can't Help Falling in Love With You by UB40 at number 1? And your final one of the PopMaster round. Question number 10. In which year did this week's charts have Lucille by Kenny Rogers at 3, God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols at 2, and I Don't Want to Talk About It by Rod Stewart at number 1? In which year did this week's charts have Lucille by Kenny Rogers at 3, God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols at 2, and I Don't Want to Talk About It by Rod Stewart at number 1? Just don't want it. Okay, right, folks, we'll have a wee break there. That's the end. It says round 2 there, but that was round 3, wasn't it? That was round 3, aye. Right, we'll be back with your next round after this bit of Lloyd Cole and the Commotions. Perfect skin.
friends. Oh, you're far too well, I'm up on the pavement. And they're all down in the cellar with their government grants. And my IQ, they brought me down to size. Academia blues. Louise is a girl, I know her well. She's up on the pavement. Yeah, she's a weather girl, and I'm staying up here, so I may be undone. She's inappropriate, but then she's much more fun. And when she smiles my way, my eyes go out in vain. She's got perfect skin. Shame on you, you got no sense of grace. Shame on me, just in case I might come to a conclusion other than that which is absolutely necessary, and that's perfect skin. Girl with the perfect skin, she says turn on the light, otherwise it can't be seen. She's got cheekbones like geometry and eyes like sin, and she's sexually enlightened by cosmopolitan eyes. When she smiles my way, my eyes go out in vain. For her perfect skin, yeah, that's perfect skin. Slides of a family life, pretty weird at times. At the age of 10, she looked like Greta Garbo, and I loved her then. How was she to know that? When she smiles my way, my eyes go out in vain. She's got perfect skin. Up 80 flights of stairs to a basement flat, pretty confused, huh? Been shipped around like that, seems we climbed so high, now we're down so low. Strikes me the moral of this song must be there never has been one.
Ah, the old Lloyd Cole and the Commotions with perfect skin there, folks. I'm back, yes. Right, we crack on with this, folks. And we are going to move on to what's round number 4, and it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And it's just basically like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Now, in this one, now in the game show, if you get a question wrong, you're out. No with this one, okay? You'll just get yourself, if you get the answer right, you've got it right. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. Okay, it's fine, but just if you get the answer correct, you get the points for it. All right. So there's no accumulation of points here, or is there? God, let me get on because I forgot. No, there's no. It's just questions. But they get harder as they go along, and I think I did see what your. Oh, there is. We'll start again. So. This is a 1 point question, and it accumulates all the way up to, I don't know, I can't remember if it's a 50 point question or something, but anyway, you'll see what it is. If you don't get that answer right, you just don't get the points for it, okay? But you can still go on and answer the next question, all right? Right, so, for example, here is your 1 point question. Complete the title of this movie starring Tom Hanks. Saving Private A. Ryan, B. Robert, C. Rupert, or D. Richard. Complete the title of this movie starring Tom Hanks. Saving Private A. Ryan, B. Robert, C. Rupert, or D. Richard. No, it's not that film that you're thinking it. It was a bit controversial, that. It wasn't out in the cinemas, that one, no. And it wasn't Tom Hanks, it was in it, no. Right, okay, so that was question 1. Question 2 is your 2 points question, so you get 2 points if you get this right. In which year did Tony Blair become British Prime Minister? Was it A, 1987, B, 1992, C, 1997, or D, 2002? In which year did Tony Blair become British Prime Minister? A, 1987, B, 1992, C, 1997, or D, 2002? So that's for 2 points. Okay, your question 3 is worth 5 points, folks. So we're getting up, we're climbing up the ladder here. In which city was poet and playwright Oscar Wilde born? Was it A, London, B, Dublin, C, Belfast, or D, New York? New York. For 5 points, this is, in which city was poet and playwright Oscar Wilde born? A, London, B, Dublin, C, Belfast, or was it D, New York? New York. Can I give it some New York? Quite warm, I need to drink more, I think. Aye, water, of course, but the taps are there. The beer's only here, so easiest of answers. Okay. Question number 4. Of round number 4, and this is worth 10 points, folks, 10 points. The species of dog known as Labrador takes its name from a province in which country? Is it A, Germany, B, Canada, C, Croatia, or D, France? The species of dog known as Labrador takes its name from a province in which country? A, Germany, B, Canada, C, Croatia, or D, France? Okie dokie. Question number 5. Remember, you can pause. I just deal with that. I just have to see it as like habitual. I've got to see it. It's like Tourette's. Maybe not as that bad, guy. Right, question 5 of round number 4. It's worth 15 points. Wow, yes. For valley is the Italian word for which insect? Is it A, ladybird, B, mosquito, C, beetle, or D, butterfly? Favale is the Italian word for which insect? A, ladybird, B, mosquito, C, beetle, or D, butterfly? I don't know that word, favale. I've seen it somewhere. You have. Well, it's very not commonly used in our language. Of course it's not. But you have. So that's your 15 pointer, folks. 15 pointer. Favale is the Italian word for which insect? A, ladybird, B, mosquito, C, beetle, or D, butterfly? Question 6, 20 points here, folks. 20 points. That's when you're starting to get into the serious stuff here, isn't it? Which of the following actors has been married the most? Which of the following actors has been married the most? A, John Malkovich, B, Billy Bob Thornton, C, Sean Penn, or D, John Voight? Which of the following actors has been married the most? A, John Malkovich, B, Billy Bob Thornton, C, Sean Penn, or D, John Voight? Is there any life leads? You can phone a friend if you want. I don't know. It's up to you. You can ask your audience. You can shout it out the window and ask anybody that's passing by. Hey, who's been married the most? I said, do that if you want. You can do your own 50-50. But you might get the 2 wrong answers that come up. Yeah, but aye, you do what you want. Well, that's a new one, and ask the presenter. Well, this isn't live, so you can't ask me. I know the answer, but of course I know the answer. So you can't ask me. Okay. So that's question 6. Question number 7 worth 30 points. 30 points. How many dots appear on the Domino's Pizza logo? How many dots appear on the Domino Pizza logo? Is it A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6? How many dots appear on the Domino's Pizza logo? A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6? Do you eat a lot of pizza? Do you order a lot of it? One thing I can vouch for, I have never ordered a Domino's pizza. No, never. I remember once when, I don't know why, I was pretty, I think it was only, it was years ago, and I was in the house and I was a bit drunk. I know that's very unusual. And it was something new with Sky, remember? You could do, like, you could actually go and bet on with Sky on like Ladbrokes and stuff like that. Not that I did that, no. But then I discovered, you can order something. No, this is the most stupidest thing ever. And I'm going, I'm a bit hungry. So I just went on and I went Domino's Pizza, and I went, bang. I think it was Domino's, and I went through it and I went, I'll order that type of pizza, bang. And then it went, no, sorry, don't deliver to your area. After all that. But the thing was, if I was that hungry, the phone was only just a matter of just getting up and walking over and picking up the phone and phoning up a Chinese, as typically I would do, or an Indian. But no, I thought, I would eat through this. But then we need to deliver to this area. Back a beyond here. Anyway, moving on. Question number 8 is worth 50 points. God almighty, what's question number 10 worth? Right, 50 points. In which country is the Celtic Manor golf course located? In which country is the Celtic Manor golf course located? Is it A, England, B, Ireland, C, Wales, or D, Scotland? For 50 points, in which country is the Celtic Manor golf course located? A, England, B, Ireland, C, Wales, or D, Scotland? Do you know that? I'm just going to say something here. But now it says Celtic Manor. Now, Celtic, and then you have the football team, Celtic. And I always find this when I watch the racing now, because there's lots of horses that have Celtic or Celtic in their name. But it's interesting to see what the owners had actually. Is it that Celtic? Because it was the famous horse, Celtic Swing. And some would refer to it as Celtic Swing. Is that all right or wrong? I don't know. But anyway, that's known as Celtic Manor. Anyway, is it A, England, B, Ireland, C, Wales, or D, Scotland? Question number 9, it's worth 75 points. I think we all know what question number 10 is worth now. For 75 points here. The band Shakespeare's Sister took their name from a song released by which artist? Was it A, David Bowie, B, The Smiths, C, Susie and the Banshees, or D, Kate Bush? The band Shakespeare's Sister, took their name from a song released by which artist? A, David Bowie, B, The Smiths, C, Susie and the Banshees, or D, Kate Bush? Do you listen to music a lot? Yeah. What's your thinking here? You're going to go for the back? Go for it, of course, because it doesn't matter. Okay, 75 point question there, folks. And the 100 point question, folks. Question number 10. Are you ready? The £1 million question. In which country did the first human heart transplant take place in 1967? Was it A, Australia, B, Canada, C, New Zealand, or D, South Africa? In which country did the first human heart transplant take place in 1967? A, Australia, B, Canada, C, New Zealand, or D, South Africa? tension's getting too much. That's lovely. Oh. Okay, in which country did the first human heart transplant take place in 1967? A. Australia, B. Canada, C. New Zealand, or D. South Africa? Right, that's the end of round 4, folks. You enjoyed that? Oh, that's good. Thanks. Right, we will be coming up with our last round in a moment, folks. But for the moment, let's have a wee bit of music again, and let's have a bit of Doves. Catch the Sun, if you can.
Every day it comes to this. Catch the things you might have missed, you say. Get back to yesterday. I ain't ever going back to the place that I can't stand, but I miss the way you lie. 'Cause I've always been misunderstood, pulled apart and ripped into, but I miss the way you lie.
brilliant Doves with Catch the Sun. Came out with some new stuff of recently. I can't even talk now. And they're playing Glasgow next year. And oh God, I've not booked their tickets yet. Need to get that sorted. If I can, might be sold out. No. Right. Okay, on to our final round, folks. It's the hit list. The hit list. Based on that BBC show, which the guy for GLS and the lassie for, was it the Saturdays? I think they're married now, aren't they? But aye, it's kind of based on that. So what you're going to hear is 10 songs. So you're going to hear all songs or artists include the name of a fruit. A point for the artist and the song title. So 20 points up for grabs. So a point for each. So all the songs or the artists, or both maybe, include the name of a fruit in its title. Okay. So I'm just going to play them through. You'll hear each song twice. Okay. And then I'll move on to the next one. But as I say, you can rewind it back and listen to it again if you need to. Okay. So we'll get underway with this one. So I'll just shut the fuck up now and you'll hear each song. So there's 10 in total. You'll hear them twice. Here we go. I'm just going to disappear as well if you don't mind. It means I can drink more and you don't need to look at me drinking beer. Okay, so here they are. It's artist and title for a point for each. And there's a fruit in the title of the song or the artist, or maybe both.
When I first saw you, something stood within. Just close your eyes and then remember the thoughts you've locked away. When tomorrow comes, you wish you had to. If you could return, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. If you could return, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. I'm sure I'm not there, but it's just your attitude.
Detective is flat, no longer is always flat out. Got the number of getaway car, didn't get very far. It's lucid as hell, this image is moving so fast. Detective is flat, no longer is always flat out. Got the number of getaway car, didn't get very far. It's lucid as hell, this image is moving so fast.
I saw a girl in my dreams, and so it seems that I will love her. Oh, you are that girl in my dreams, and so it seems. I saw a girl in my dreams, and so it seems that I will love her. Oh, you are that girl in my dreams, and so it seems that I will love you.
Okie dokie, folks. There we are. That is your 10 tracks here, all including a little bit of fruitiness on them, either in the band name or the song, or both. I'm trying to think if there was, but anyway. That is, if you want to rewind them back and listen to them again, you can do so. But that is the end of it, folks. Your answers will be given soon, so stay tuned. I'll have a wee break here, make sure I'll check through all the answers, make sure they're alright. And I'll be back in a wee second. But in the meantime, let's have a bit of old school classic. It's a bit of Nomad. I want to give you devotion today.
I wanna give you devotion. 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 I wanna give you a place to release your feelings. A star deep rooted with a standing healing. A word and a message with a lot of emotion. With total dedication and a lot of devotion. And a lot of devotion. Well, let's start here at the beginning of my lyric. To be, to bad, to rhyme is not a lyric. To rock, to roll, to soul is what I aim for. Wait till I hit the goal, and that's the top score. Some tis along, others with the ease. To write my rhyme and line, I'm just a cool breeze. Keeping on and on and on and on. To get the justice and the job is really done.
It's just an absolute belter of a tune. That is the classic old I Want to Give You Devotion by Nomad. And I think that was it was something, that's a player name, Norman Davidson or something. Aye, I'm sure it is. Anyway, let's get to your answers, folks. Let's start off with the Unbeatable round, which was ages ago, wasn't it? Man, aye, I know. Anyway, we're here now. So you want to put these these sitcoms in order as to which was screened first. So the first one was Last of the Summer Wine, which was first screened in 1973. So 10 points if you got that, and then a point if you got for each in the next correct order. Rising Damp was 1974. Faulty Towers was 75. Excuse me. Heidi High was 1980. Only Fools and Horses, 1981. And One Foot in the Grave was first broadcast in 1990. Right. Question 2, we were asking for which was the closest racecourse to London. And that is Kempton Park, Kempton, which would have given you 10 points if you've got Kempton. Then the next in the following order. A point for Chepstow, which is in South Wales. Beverley, a point there, which is in Yorkshire, East Yorkshire. A point for Redcar, which is just north of Beverley. Hexham, which is in Northumberland. And then, of course, Ayr, which is in Ayrshire. Right. Your next question was the British Prime Ministers. You would have put them in order as to who was the first out of them. So 10 points if you put Benjamin Disraeli, because he came to office in 1868. First came to office in 1868. Then the following order. A point for Arthur Balfour, my favourite one, 1902. Not my favourite Prime Minister by any chance, but just the name. 1902. 1 point, David Lloyd George in 1916. Then it was Stanley Baldwin in 1923. Neville Chamberlain in 1937. And Anthony Eden. The Suez Crisis, you always remember that, in 55. Right, then question 4 was about the Beatles' UK #1 singles. We're looking for the most recent first, then working back. So if you put down Get Back, you get 10 points there, because that was in 1969. Then it was in the following order: Lady Madonna in 68, Hello Goodbye in 67, then Paperback Writer in 66, Help in 65, and Can't Buy Me Love, of course, was in 1964. And question 5, the last one there, we were looking for the actors and which one was born, which one of these actors was born first, and then chronologically order after that. So if you put Sam Neill down first, 10 points, well done. He was born in 1947. He was the first out of the order. Then the order went Mel Gibson, because he was 56. Russell Crowe in 64, so a point there. A point if you put Nicole Kidman next in 67. A point if you put Hugh Jackman next in 68. And the youngest of them all is Cate Blanchett in 1969, a point there. Right. I'm going to disappear off the screen now, because I think some of my camera angle will take up some of the answers here and that one, just to clarify there, that you can see them. Right, the next one was answers to the pointless ones. So I asked you to name 3 of the longest 20 rivers in the United Kingdom. So listen up, take a note, and when you hear your one called out, put the point score beside it. If you don't hear it getting called out, then you get hee-haw. All right. So here we go. The longest river is the Severn, so I get a point for that if you put down Severn. Thames, 1 point. Trent, 2 points. The River Wye, that's W-Y-E, 5 points. The Great Ouse, 5 points. The Our, or Ouse, because there's a Great Ouse and the Ouse. The Our, or the Ouse, because they kind of merge into the same river. 10 points for that. The River Tay, 5 points. The River Clyde, 5 points. The River Spey, 10 points. The River Nen, N-E-N-E, 20 points. 20 points for the River Nen. The River Bann, 20 points for that. The River Tweed, 5 points for that. The Avon, 5 points. The Ardassells. The River Eden, 10 points for the River Eden up in Cumbria. The River Dee, 10 points for that. The Witham, 20 points if you put the River Witham. Teme, the River Teme, 20 points for that. The Old Don, the River Don, 10 points for that. The River Foyle, 20 points if you put down the River Foyle. And the River Usk, 20 points for the River Usk. Which I think that was the one that John got, actually. Right, second question was, we were looking for any film that had won the Best Picture Academy Award in the 60s or 70s, okay? So listen up, here we go. So 5 points if you put down The Apartment. 2 points if you said West Side Story. 1 point if you said Lawrence of Arabia. 10 points for Tom Jones. 1 point for My Fair Lady. 1 point for The Sound of Music. 20 points for A Man for All Seasons. 5 points for In the Heat of the Night. 5 points for Oliver. 5 points for Midnight Cowboy. 20 points for Patton, or Peyton, I think it's Patton. 2 points for The French Connection. 1 point for The Godfather. 2 points for The Sting, brilliant movie. 1 point for The Godfather 2, Part 2. 1 point for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 2 points for Rocky. 5 points for Annie Hall. 2 points for The Deer Hunter. And 5 points for versus Kramer. Right, your next question was Andy Murray opponents in Grand Slam finals or Olympic gold medal matches. So here we go. 1 point for Roger Federer. 1 point for Novak Djokovic. 5 points for Milos Raonic, who played in the 2016 Wimbledon final. 10 points for Juan Martín del Potro. 10 points for Juan Martín del Potro, who played in the 2016 Olympic gold medal match in Rio. 20 points for Victoria Azarenka. And 20 points also if you put down Max Mirny. He played those two in the mixed doubles gold medal match at the 2012 Olympic Games, and his partner, I think, was it Laura Robson? But anyway, they were your point scorers there. It's quite remarkable when you look at that Federer and Djokovic, because I think he reached how many 5 or 6 Australian Open finals. And it was either Federer or Djokovic he faced in them. And then in the French Open final that he played in, I think it was Djokovic who played in that, wasn't it? And he's reached 2 US Open finals and he's played Federer and Djokovic in them. So there you go. Right, the next question was name 3 celebrity Strictly Come Dancing winners. Here we go. 5 points for Natasha Kaplinsky. 10 points for Jill Halfpenny. 10 points for Darren Goff. 5 points for Mark Ramprakash. 5 points for Alicia Dixon. 10 points for Tom Chambers. 5 points for Chris Hollins. 20 points for Cara Toynton. 2 points for Harry Judd. 20 points for Louis Smith. 2 points for Abby Clancy. 2 points for Caroline Flack. 10 points for Jay McGuinness. 20 points for Ori Aduba. Do apologise, Ori Aduba. 5 points for Joe McFadden. 2 points for Stacey Dooley. 2 points for Kelvin Fletcher. And the most recent winner, a point for Bill Bailey. And the final question in that round was name a capital city of a South American country. And your answer's a point for Buenos Aires, 10 points for La Paz, 20 points for Sucre. That's because La Paz and Sucre are the same one for Bolivia, but there's a legislative and capital and so on. So difference there. Brasilia, 5 points. Capital of Brazil, of course. Santiago, 2 points. Capital of Chile. 5 points for Bogota, the capital of Colombia. 10 points for Quito, which is the capital, I think, of Ecuador, isn't it? Yeah. 20 points for Georgetown, which is the capital of the other one that's up there, and it's Guyana. 10 points for Asuncion, the capital of Paraguay. 2 points for Lima, the capital of Peru. 20 points for Paramaribo, the capital of Suriname. 5 points for Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay. And 5 points for Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. Right. Moving on to PopMaster. Here we go. Oh, God. Need to increase the screen here. I'll quickly run through these. Number 1, which year with this week's charts were Torch by Self Sale at number 3, Adamant was at 2, and Madness at number 1. That was 1982. Question 2, in which year was this week's charts Love Story by Andy Williams, Don't Come Easy by Ringo Starr, and Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones? That was 1971. Question 3, in which year did this week's charts have We're on the Ball by Ant Deck, Without Me by Eminem, and Light My Fire by Will Young? That was 2002. Question 4, in which year did this week's charts have Time to Say Goodbye by Sarah Brightman and Andrea Bocelli, I Want to Be the Only One by Eternal and featuring BB Winans, and Mbop by Hanson? That was 1997. Question 5, in which year did this week's charts have I Threw It All Away by Bob Dylan, Goodbye by Mary Hopkin, and The Ragamuffin Man by Manfred Mann? That was 1969. Question 6, in which year did this week's charts you had Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship? We also had Hold Me Now by Johnny Logan, and I Wanna Dance With Somebody by Whitney Houston? That was 1987. Question 7, in which year did this week's charts have 30 Days by the Saturdays, Let's Go by Calvin Harris featuring Neo, and Chasing the Sun by The Wanted? That was 2012. Question 8, in which year did this week's charts have One and One is One by Medicine Head, Can the Can by Susie Quattro, and See My Baby Jive by Wizard? That was 1973. And question 9, in which year did this week's charts have Two Princes by the Spin Doctors, All That She Wants by Ace of Base, and I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by UB40? That was 1993. Yes, 93. One of UB40's obviously later hits. And question 10, in which year did this week's charts have Lucille by Kenny Rogers, God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols, and I Don't Want to Talk About It by Rod Stewart at number 1? That was 1977. 77, yes indeed, folks. Right, the next one was answers to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Right, for 1 point, complete the title of the movie starring Tom Hanks, Saving Private, of course, A. Ryan. For 2 points, in which year did Tony Blair become British Prime Minister? That was C, 1997. For 5 points, in which city was poet and playwright Oscar Wilde born? That was B, Dublin. Sorry, that's not me, it's a Doug snoring. Oi, rapid. Question for 10 points, the species of dog, speaking about dogs, known as Labrador, takes its name from a province in which country? That is B, Canada. Is it Newfoundland and Labrador? I think so. So B, Canada, your answer there. 15 points. Favale is the Italian word for which insect? That is D, butterfly. And if you know your pastas, you better go with that. For 20 points, which of the following actors has been married the most? And it was B. Billy Bob Thornton, who has been married 6 times. 6 times. Yeah, there you go. Sean Penn 3 times, John Voight twice, and John Malkovich very loyal once. For 30 points, how many dots appear on the Domino's Pizza logo? That is A, 3. For 50 points, in which country is the Celtic Manor Golf Course located? That is C, Wales. Wales. And 75 points, the band Shakespeare Sister took their name from a song released by which artist? That was B, the Smiths. And for 100 points, in which country did the first human heart transplant take place in 1967? That was D, South Africa. South Africa. Okay, you can see just a wee bit more of that. Right, let's get to your answers for the music. Remember, these were all songs or artists that contained fruit. Your first one was this. Of course, that is Orange Juice with Rip It Up. Rip It Up. Here was number 2. That was Cruel Summer by Bananarama. Bananarama. Number 3 was this. That, of course, was the Stranglers with Peaches. Peaches. Number 4. That was I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. Number 5 was this. That was Scotland's Strawberry Switchblade. Strawberry Switchblade with Since Yesterday. Number 6 was this. Of course, it was the Cranberries with Linger. Linger. That one. Right, number 7.
Detective is flat.
Very Beatles-esque that, but it's Crowded House with Pineapple Head. Pineapple Head. Right, number 8.
I saw a girl in my...
Snooker coming on there for a minute, but no, that was the Applejacks. The Applejacks with Like Dreamers Do. Number 9. Mrs. Robinson, of course, by the Lemonheads. The Lemonheads, their cover of that. And your final one. That is R.E.M. with Orange Crush. Orange Crush there. And I'll just get you the answers up for that one there, folks, so you can see them there to clarify them. Remember, a point for the artist and a point for the actual song title. Okay. There you go, folks. So that is that. That is that, yes. That is us. So thanks again for watching, folks. It was a bit there. We go there. An hour and a half that's passed. Enjoy the rest of the summer. We'll see what's happening. I don't know if there might be more quizzes. It depends what time I've got in my hands and so on and so forth. You know the score. But I hope to see you all soon. As I say, maybe see you soon about any of the tunes in that are local to Sturton. Maybe see you in the pub. And for a real pub quiz, maybe a month or so away. Who knows? Let's wait and see. But for the moment, folks, I just like to say...
Now I'd like to say goodbye to all my fellow friends. And if you like this shit on here, I'll see your ass again.
Right, folks, thanks again, and take care of yourselves. And as I say, enjoy the summer. Hopefully the weather's picks up, and well, it's been no bad, to be honest. And I'll see you soon about. Very good evening, folks. Thank you. Bye.